Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 6, translation and commentary by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Saha Vai Pungsam Paraha Dharmaha Yataha Bhaktihi Adhokshaje Ahaituki Apratihata Yaya Atma Suprasidati Savai Pungsang Paro Dharmo Yato Bhaktir Adhokshaje Ahaitukya Pratihata Yayatma Suprasidati. Okay. Well-known verse. Savai Pungsang Paro Dharmo Yato Bhaktir Adhokshaje Ahaitokya Pratihata Yayatma Suprasidati. Savai Pungsang Paro Dharmo Yato Bhaktir Adhokshaje Ahaitokya Pratihata Yayatma Suprasidati. Savai Pungsang Paro Dharmo Yato Bhaktir Adhokshaje Ahaitokya Pratihata Yayatma Suprasidati. Savai Pungsang Paro Dharmo Yato Bhaktir Adhokshaje Ahaitokya Pratihata Yayatma Suprasidati. Ladies, please. Ladies, please. Ladies, please. Savai Pungsang Paro Dharmo Yato Bhaktir Adhokshaje Ahaitokya Pratihata Yayatma Suprasidati. Savai Pungsang Paro Dharmo Yato Bhaktir Adhokshaje Ahaitokya Pratihata Yayatma Suprasidati. Savai Pungsang Paro Dharmo Yato Bhaktir Adhokshaje Ahaitokya Pratihata Yayatma Suprasidati. Ahaitokya Pratihata, flowing. Anyway, like that. Saha, that. Vai, certainly. Pungsam, for mankind. Paraha, sublime. Dharmaha, occupation. Yataha, by which. Bhaktihi, devotional service. Adhokshaje, unto the transcendence. Ahaituki, causeless. Apratihata, unbroken. Yaya, by which. Atma, the self. Suprasidati, completely satisfied. Verse translation. The supreme occupation, dharma, for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. Purport. In this statement, Sri Sutta Goswami answers the first question of the sages of Naimisharanya. The sages asked him to summarize the whole range of revealed scriptures and present the most essential part so that fallen people, or the people in general, might easily take it up. The Vedas describe two different types of occupation for the human being. One is called the pravritti marga, or the path of sense enjoyment. And the other is called the nivritti marga, or the path of renunciation. The path of enjoyment is inferior, and the path of sacrifice for the supreme cause is superior. The material existence of the living being is a diseased condition of actual life. Actual life is spiritual existence, or Brahma Bhuta existence, where life is eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge. Material existence is temporary, illusory, and full of miseries. There is no happiness at all. There is just the futile attempt to get rid of the miseries. And temporary cessation of misery is falsely called happiness. Therefore, the path of progressive material enjoyment, which is temporary, miserable, and illusory, is inferior. But devotional service to the Supreme Lord, which leads one to eternal, blissful, and all-cognizant life, is called the superior quality of occupation. This is sometimes polluted when mixed with the inferior quality. For example, adoption of devotional service for material gain is certainly an obstruction to the progressive path of renunciation. Renunciation or abnegation for ultimate good is certainly a better occupation than enjoyment in the diseased condition of life. Such enjoyment only aggravates the symptoms of disease and increases its duration. Therefore, devotional service to the Lord must be pure in quality, that is, without the least desire for material enjoyment. One should therefore accept the superior quality of occupation in the form of the devotional service of the Lord without any tinge of unnecessary desire, fruitive action, and philosophical speculation. This alone can lead one to perpetual solace in his service. We have purposely denoted dharma as occupation because the root meaning of the word dharma is that which sustains one's existence. A living being's sustenance of existence is to coordinate his activities with his eternal relation with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Krishna is the central pivot of living beings, and he is the all-attractive living entity or eternal form amongst all other living beings or eternal forms. Each and every living being has his eternal form in the spiritual existence, and Krishna is the eternal attraction for all of them. Krishna is the complete whole, and everything else is his part and parcel. The relation is one of the servant and the served. It is transcendental and is completely distinct from our experience in material existence. This relation of servant and the served is the most congenial form of intimacy. One can realize it as devotional service progresses. Everyone should engage himself in that transcendental loving service of the Lord, even in the present conditional state of material existence. That will gradually give one the clue to actual life and please him to complete satisfaction. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurinmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namashreshtham Manamapi Shatchiputram Atra Swarupam Rupam Tasyagrajamurupurim Maturim Goshtavatim Radha Kundam Girivaramaho Radhika Madhavasham Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Gurum Tam Natosmi. Vandeham Shri Guru Shriyataf Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagarna Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagarna Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitangscha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Very well-known verse among the followers of Srila Prabhupada, among the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or the Bhagavatas, those who base their life on the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is definitive. What is the highest dharma is described here. Why should that be? We are servants of Krishna eternally. We may wish to rebel, but we cannot break the relationship with Krishna. We may attempt to do so. We may forget our relationship with Krishna, but we are eternally related with Krishna. Therefore, that relationship is actually dharma. It is our dharma to be related with Krishna. Here Srila Prabhupada explains the root meaning of the word dharma is that which sustains one's existence. Krishna sustains all existence. And our existence is in relation with Krishna. Whether we accept that, whether we acknowledge that, or whether we don't, we are all eternal servants of Krishna. And that service in Krishna, Srila Prabhupada writes here, this relation of servant and served is the most congenial form of intimacy. And he also states just before that it is transcendental and is completely distinct from our experience in material existence. In material existence, we don't like to be the servant. We want to be the served. Ishvaro ham. I am in charge. Others are serving me. That is considered to be material happiness. But actual happiness is in the service of Krishna, because it is our constitutional position to be happy, not to be unhappy, but being happy in the service of Krishna and to be attracted to Krishna. It is natural to be attracted to Krishna because Krishna is all attractive, and Krishna's service, our natural in our pure state, we are naturally attracted to serve Krishna. Ahaitukya pratihata. Is our natural state to serve Krishna without any personal demand, and to do so always, under all circumstances, without cessation, without breaks. Now, Krishna is all attractive. All attractive means that he attracts everyone. That's one way we can understand all attractive. And another meaning is that everything about him is attractive. Parashara, the great sage, has summarized the opulences of Krishna by which he attracts. Aishvaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashasya shriyaha jnana vairagya yoschaiva shannang bhaga itingana. All riches, all power, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation. By these qualities, Krishna is established as Bhagavan, the possessor of opulences, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Rupa Goswami, in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, has offered an analysis of Krishna, 64 transcendental qualities by which he attracts. And one of them is all attractive. But all his qualities are attractive. And among them, among these qualities, Rupa Goswami has especially highlighted the qualities of Krishna which are not found even in Narayana. His extraordinary pastimes, his extraordinary flute. Everyone in Vrindavan is attracted by Krishna's flute. What does that flute sound like? We can hear a flute. There's Hari Prasad Chaurasia, and they're famous flute players, and they play very attractively. What is the sound of Krishna's flute? Sometimes we hear that the women in the heavenly planets are millions of times beautiful than the women on this planet. And then the Lakshmis, they're much more beautiful. I can't imagine, because if I see some beautiful model or whoever the latest version of Aishwarya Rai is, then I think, how could it be more beautiful? So it is, how can we understand that? It is transcendental and is completely distinct from our experience in material existence. So Krishna's flute playing, the flute in this world, no doubt, is, when played nicely, is very attractive. But there's a quality about Krishna's flute that is so attractive that not only in Vrindavan, but even it penetrates throughout the whole world. And Anantadev, who's supposed to be sitting peacefully holding up the world, gets wobbly and turns around. His flute is very attractive. His pastimes are very attractive. His form is very attractive. And his devotees, his love, very attractive. We don't preach to the public about this. Maybe if someone comes and they're very open to Krishna consciousness, we may preach like that in the beginning. Satsvarup Maharaj recalled in one of his memoirs that in New York, this was before Satsvarup Maharaj was even initiated, that Srila Prabhupada was talking with an Indian man in New York, and Srila Prabhupada was saying how Krishna is superior to Narayan because Krishna has 2 hands and Narayan has 4 hands, and they were discussing like this. And Satsrup Maharaj was listening and thinking, how can someone have 4 hands? How can he believe that? But the Indian man, it wasn't a question whether someone can have 4 hands or not. It was a question, is the 4-handed form superior or the 2-handed form superior? So you can see that by culture, the Indians, the Hindus, if they're not followers of the first Prime Minister of India or someone like that, they tend to basically accept these things. I don't have to drill into your head that Narayan has 4 hands and you should believe it. By your culture, by your good luck to be born, it's not good luck to be born anywhere in the material world, but better than other births is birth in a culture where you can, without having to go through so many mental gymnastics and read anti-Dawkins books and all kinds of things like that, that you can just accept. Narayan has 4 hands. But generally we preach in a very, especially in the Western countries, we preach in a very basic way, and most of philosophically understanding the difference between the soul and the body, understanding we are controlled, therefore there's a controller, and Srila Prabhupada's very clear depiction of these truths from the Vedic literature very much appealed to most of his disciples who are from the Western world, with the clarity and understanding, and most of Srila Prabhupada's disciples in the West, they came, if we ask them how you first came in contact with Krishna consciousness, they say via Srila Prabhupada's books. They found the understanding very clear. Of course, there must have been devotees in the previous life, because not everyone who gets a book finds the same clarity and understanding that's there if one could accept the books, if one has the good fortune to accept those books with faith. Prasada was also very important. People who first took to Krishna consciousness through the books, but for many the clincher was the prasadam. One time in Florida, Srila Prabhupada was talking with his disciples and said, "You're all here for the prasadam." And they all agreed. The town president was Abhiram, who, if you know him, he's a very sober kind of person. And Prabhupada said to Abhiram, "You too, Abhiram?" "Yes." So that is the transcendental level of anamai. That's the beginning of consciousness, food. Of course, we should appreciate, not that we stop appreciating prasadam, but we start to appreciate it as spiritual sustenance. But there's no doubt that prasadam is very attractive because it's Krishna. I was allowed in this movement to join in 1975 in England, and sometimes traveling in England would visit the homes of pious Indians who would cook fabulous feasts. But our experience, we all experience it, even though they're excellent cooks, it's not the same as temple prasadam, because they're devotees, but they're not cooking. They're cooking to try to please the devotees, but they haven't imbibed that spirit of ahaitukya pratihata, which Srila Prabhupada's disciples, at least primarily, were absorbing. So anyway, just like we are supposed to come up anamai, pranamai, jnanamai, vijnanamai, anandamai, we're supposed to come up to higher levels of consciousness. Tell Aurobindo, evolution of consciousness means Krishna consciousness. So it shouldn't be that we're here only for the prasadam, seeing it as food. Of course, it does help. Not that we become so renounced or that we're so advanced that we don't advance beyond relishing prasadam, but rather we can relish prasadam as the mercy of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada's disciples explained that whenever prasad was brought for Prabhupada, then whatever he was doing, he'd just stop everything and take prasad, and very meditatively relishing Krishna in the form of food. Srila Prabhupada himself was the main attraction for many of his disciples. Srila Prabhupada himself also said at one point, I don't know Krishna, I only know my Guru Maharaj. But that was really true for so many of Srila Prabhupada's disciples in the Western world. They really didn't know anything about Krishna. And for all of you who are from India, that might be unimaginable, because you know about Krishna. Even if it's Krishna on someone's t-shirt with a cartoon figure Krishna winking, which I don't like. I don't think we should present Krishna as a cartoon figure. But somehow or other people know about Krishna. Even if they're atheists, they say there's no such person as Krishna. They can't avoid him. Difficult to avoid Krishna. But in the Western countries, no one had any idea, except a few scholars. They had some idea. And maybe some hippies who had gone to India had some idea. Actually, even before Srila Prabhupada introduced the chanting of Hare Krishna in America, Allen Ginsberg was chanting, he'd been to India and heard it, and he liked it. And Allen Ginsberg was a famous poet. He's not that famous. I probably would have never heard of him if I hadn't joined the movement. Had you heard of Allen Ginsberg before you came to Krishna consciousness? You had heard, yeah. In America, in England, he wasn't big. But he was chanting, but Srila Prabhupada really popularized that. But people they were so far away from the Vedic culture. There's an anecdote related in the Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita that at some point the storefront at 26 2nd Avenue, the first Krishna temple, it was called the Radha Krishna Temple. There were no deities there. At one point, the newly coming hippies who were gradually becoming devotees at what we'd nowadays think is a very neophyte level, because they really didn't know anything about Krishna consciousness. Thomas Hopkins also noted that the scholar who had been studying Gauriya Vaishnavism, and he heard about this Swami had come to New York, and first of all he met the followers, and he said, well, Chaitanya, he didn't know anything about Chaitanya. He's from Bengal, he never heard of Bengal. And he said, well, how is he, but he's so convinced, and how is he following all this? He couldn't understand how someone could know almost nothing and still be convinced about it, until he met the Swami. The Swami was the main attraction for the devotees in the beginning. They were attracted by his personality, not by his beautiful form. Devotees, they became we have so many photos of Prabhupada and we like to look at them, but from the materialistic point of view, Srila Prabhupada had the form of an old man. Not by his riches, because he didn't have any riches. Power, that was yet to be manifested in spreading Krishna consciousness. Not by flute playing. His knowledge was attractive, but he was only giving not even teaspoons. It was drops he was giving in the beginning. But Srila Prabhupada's whole personality was so attractive that even without knowing it, the devotees became so attracted to him that automatically they became attracted to Krishna, because you can't be in relationship with Prabhupada without being in relationship with Krishna, because everything about him is about Krishna. It's not, if we look at Srila Prabhupada's personality, it's not that he's got this, there's the Krishna consciousness, and then he also plays golf. Not like that. There's nothing else. It's only, even Srila Prabhupada would discuss history sometimes, but it was all in relationship with Krishna consciousness. Here in Srirangam, this Guru Bhakti, it's central principle of the Sri Vaishnava cult, all Vaishnava cults, but especially respecting the Vaishnavas is very strong, very central. That was one of the principles that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu adopted from the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, the faith in and veneration of Vaishnavas. But when Srila Prabhupada went to the West, there was no such culture of respecting gurus or Vaishnavas. There's no such thing. There was a culture of not respecting anybody, especially among the hippies. Well, some people might have been, like Timothy Leary was respected for popularizing LSD. So he was respected for that, some drug. But deep, profound respect for anyone, that definitely not part of the American culture, and they considered such a thing to be demeaning. That how can you make yourself so inferior or submit yourself to anyone, which is the whole process of devotional service, is one of submission. But Srila Prabhupada, he invoked that by his personality. Not that he demanded, you bow down to me, you submit to me. But devotees became very attracted to him and submissive. He taught them the philosophy gradually. One has to submit to a guru. But he didn't say, you have to submit to me because I am your guru. But when devotees, they accepted that, then Srila Prabhupada also reciprocated in that way. But at the same time, he always taught that it is not unto me that you have to surrender per se. You have to surrender to me because I am a medium for guiding you toward Krishna. One of his disciples, Atreya Rishi, he related how at one time he was so much expressing, or over some period of time, expressing that I only want to serve you, Prabhupada, I don't know Krishna. And Prabhupada said, no, Krishna is the center. It's not me. You have to see Krishna. Our eternal relationship is with Krishna. Now we also say, Chakudana Diloje Janme Janme Prabhushe. Who has opened my eyes, who has given me the gift of proper vision, he is my Lord birth after birth. But that proper vision is to see Krishna and our relationship with Krishna. Krishna is the center. So Srila Prabhupada was making that point. Everything he did was to bring us to Krishna. So this whole process of sadhana bhakti can be described as awakening our sense of servitorship to Krishna. It can be described as awakening our natural attraction to Krishna. And we can pray like that may I be attracted to you. Kunti Devi prays like that. Tvai me nanya vishaya matir madhupate sakrit. Ratim, the word rati means attraction to, attachment to. Ratim udvahatadata gange vaugham udanvati. She prays that just as the Ganga flows incessantly toward the sea with great force. May my attraction be to you, Krishna. So we can pray like that. How our attraction to Krishna may develop. The whole process that we're undergoing is meant to awaken that attraction to Krishna. We can pray to Krishna, please reveal yourself to me. And we have to do our work also. We have to become pure devotees. We have to become free from identifying with this material world. Then Krishna will reveal himself to us. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam sevonmukhe hijivado swayameva spuratyadaha. When we become free from the sense of identifying with this world, specifically identifying ourselves with the parameters which define our present situation. They're called upadis, mundane designations, which don't pertain to us. When we're fully devoted to Krishna, understanding him to be the Supreme, engaging ourselves in his service with the tongue, then Krishna will be kind enough to reveal himself to us. That is the promise. So, nahang vipro na cha narapatya, napi vaisho na shudro. What's the next line? Naham varni na cha grihapatya no vanasto yatyeva kintu prodyan nikilananda purnamritas abdheya gopi bhartu padakamalaya dasu dasa anudasaha. I don't belong to this material world. I'm not a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, or Sannyasi, but identify myself as the servant of Krishna, who is the maintainer of the gopis and who is always existing in full transcendental brilliance and bliss. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us how we have to identify ourselves as the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna. Then Krishna will reveal himself, and that natural, congenial relationship of intimacy will be revealed again, by which we are feelings of attraction. We feel attracted to Krishna, and Krishna becomes attracted to us. Yesterday we heard the Lakshmi Kumar Tatachar. He was quoting that Jnani Twatmaiva Mematam. The Jnani is me. That is explained further in the Bhagavatam, where Krishna tells Durvasa Muni that Sadhunang hridayang twaham. How does that begin? Sadhavo hridayomahang sadhunang hridit. I said, what does it start again, the first line? Sadhavo hridayomahang sadhu. And I said the second line, no, I forgot it. Madanyate na jananti nahang tebyo managapi. He says the devotees, sadhus, they are my heart and I am their heart, because they know nothing but me and I know nothing but them. So Jnani here means one who knows Krishna. To be a Jnani properly means to know Krishna. And we can know him bhaktya mama vijanati. We can know him by... So it means to be a devotee. And devotee means attracted to Krishna. And Krishna becomes attracted to the devotee. He reciprocates like that. So Krishna consciousness is a matter of cultivating our attraction to Krishna. And at the same time, decultivating or becoming detached from attachment to everything else. Bhakti pareshanubhava virakti ranyatra. One definition of bhakti. given in the Bhagavatam, means to be attached to Krishna and detached from everything else. So Krishna is attractive even in our present state. We find attraction in Krishna's Prasadam, in the association of devotees, in chanting the holy names. Attachment to Krishna as his name is especially, it's emphasized everywhere in all the Vaishnava Sampradayas. Yesterday we heard so many beautiful descriptions of exactly the same thing. How from the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, how the Nama, the name of Krishna, although non-different from Krishna, is more merciful, better than Krishna. And that's especially true. Gauriyas have emphasized that. So the deity form of Krishna, so beautiful. Krishna manifested himself in the heart of Srila Prabhupada, who gave direction to his artists, who then manifested Krishna in so many paintings, in all ways, in all manner. Krishna is so attractive. And we are all attracted to Krishna. When I say we, I mean here, everyone who is present here now. We are here because we are attracted to Krishna. That is why we come here. So many pilgrims come to Srirangam because they're attracted to Krishna. They may be attracted for various reasons, but they're attracted to Krishna. So we've all come here because we are attracted to Krishna. And these Shravan Kirtan camps, and indeed our daily activities of sadhana, they're all meant to help us progressively increase our attraction for Krishna, who is all attractive. One meaning of all attractive is that he's attractive to every living being. Krishna is also a living being. Krishna is also attracted to himself. How about that? As described by Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Apana madhurje hare apana ramon apana apani chahe karite alingam. Krishna's sweetness is so attractive that it steals away even his own mind, and he wants to embrace himself. Everyone's attracted to themselves. When we identify with the body, we like to look in a mirror and think, how nice I look. At least there's one person in the world who appreciates how nice I look, myself. Well, Krishna does the same thing, and for him, it's quite apt to do so. For us, it's nonsense. For Krishna, it's quite apt to do. And in this regard, I will read the next verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is a quote from Srila Rupa Goswami's Lalita Madhav Aparikalita Purva Kaschamatkara Karis Purati Mama Gariyan Esha Madhurya Puraha Ayamahamapi Hanta Preksha Yang Lubda Chetaha Sarabhasam Upabhoktung Kamaye Radhikeva. Upon seeing his own reflection in a bejeweled pillar of his Dwaraka palace, Krishna desired to embrace it, saying, alas, I have never seen such a person before. Can you imagine looking in a mirror and looking and saying, I never saw anyone so beautiful. How much egoism is there? But for Krishna, it's perfectly proper, because he is the center of all attraction, even for himself. Krishna says, who is he? Just by seeing him, I have become eager to embrace him, just like Srimati Radharani. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, because Krishna desires to embrace himself. You can try and embrace yourself. It doesn't really work. So he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Not only the form of Krishna, everything about Krishna is most attractive to himself. Radharani is the topmost devotee because she's the topmost servitor of Krishna. And she also has the most attraction to Krishna. The two things go together. If one is attracted to Krishna, it means, well, one will want to serve him. And if one serves him, one's attraction to him will increase more and more. So how Krishna decided to stop being Krishna and to try to embrace Krishna and love Krishna is also described in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Shri Radhaya pranaya mahima kidrisho vanayaiva svadyo yenadbhuta madhurima kidrisho vamadiyaha sokyam chasya mad anubhavata kidrisham veti lobhat tad bhavardya samajini shachigarbha sindho harinduhu. Desiring to understand the glory of Radharani's love, the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love, and the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love. The Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotions, appeared from the womb of Srimati Shachi Devi as the moon appeared from the ocean. What are the qualities of Krishna that she alone relishes through her love? The more Radharani's on the top level, we're trying to come up. We're not trying to come up to the level of Radha, we're trying to be Gopi Bharto Pada Kamalayo Dasu Dasanudas, to become the servant of the servants of the servants of Radha. But as we develop in Krishna consciousness, we appreciate the qualities more and more, and because Radharani is the highest devotee, she relishes qualities in Krishna that no one else can relish, and even Krishna himself doesn't understand. But he desires to understand. He desires to relish his attractiveness. Therefore, he becomes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to relish his own sweetness and to distribute that to others. Let others also relish his sweetness. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught, we have the basic verse from Parashara, the Aishvaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashasya Sriha Jnanavairagya Yoshchaiva Sannang Bhaga Itingana. The qualities of the Supreme Lord that make him the Supreme Lord. All riches, all power, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, all renunciation. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has discerned Madhurja Bhagavatasha, the essence of Krishna's, or the essence of God, or the essence of Bhagavan being Bhagavan, is his sweetness. Krishna is attractive by his form, by his qualities, by his pastimes. Everyone has form, qualities, and pastimes. Right? So it's Krishna's form, qualities, pastimes, his power, everything is imbued with sweetness. That's the point that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is stressing. And that sweetness, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu especially wanted to relish, and he wanted to distribute as his prasadam. He came to this world to relish the nectar of the sweetness of Krishna, and he distributed that as his prasadam. And he appeared in the mind of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and manifested himself as Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, which I think I can confidently say, although I never mentioned to Sri Giridhari Prabhu, who was completely absorbed for about 2 years. Was it? How long you did it? In about 2 years? Translating Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then you can experience how Chaitanya Charitamrita is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just as Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna in literary form. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the mind of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and manifested in those pages. And it's all sweet, but not sickly sweet like material sweetness, which you get sick of after some time. But the sweetness of Chaitanya Charitamrita is always increasing. So we are enjoined by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami to relish that sweetness. He tells us, Chaitanya Lila Amrita Pur, Krishna Lila Shu Karpur, Duhe Mele Hoi Sumadhurja. Guru Sadhu Guru Prasade Taha Jai Ashade Se Jane Madhurja Prachurja. He describes, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains that Chaitanya Lila, the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are Chaitanya Lila, very sweet. And he says they're Amritapur. It's all playing on words. It's full of nectar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes are full of nectar, and Krishna's pastimes, they're like very fine camphor. So just like in sweet rice, cooked in milk. If you had a little, it's very nice. If you had a little karpur, a little camphor, then the flavor explodes in your mouth. Don't put too much. There's no too much of Krishna Lila. Krishna, if you bring the two together, Duhe Mele Hoi becomes so sweet. Now again, in material existence, sometimes things are too sweet. To give a mundane example, I was living in Thailand for some time, and the chikus are too sweet. The mangoes are too sweet. It's not so tasteful. They're too sweet. That was my experience anyway. But in Krishna Lila, there's the capacity for more and more relishing of sweetness. So Duhe Mele Hoi, Gurus, Sadhu, which word comes first? Sadhu Guru Prasade. This again, play on words. Because just like if you eat some sweet rice and then the Gurus and Sadhus leave it as prasad. So by the mercy of the Gurus and Sadhus, those who taste this nectar of Chaitanya Lila mixed with Krishna Lila, they know what is prachur madhurya. Very much prachur, plentiful madhurya. What is great sweetness? So this here is a place, Srirangam is a place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. It's a very important place. Dare we say it, even if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had not come, this would be an important capital of Vaishnavism, especially for the devotees who are preaching Krishna consciousness in Tamil Nadu. It's very important because this is the place of the intersection of the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya and the Gauriya Sampradaya, where the two came together and interacted with each other. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited so many holy places, but particularly he spent 4 months here. At the present time, our Gauriya Vaishnava Sampradaya is becoming very prominent in the world, more than the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. But we should not make the mistake of thinking in a mundane way that we are so much greater. And we heard last night, we have some idea of how much we can. Of course, we have to read all of Srila Prabhupada's books, which are the essence of all the Shastras, and the essence of all the Acharyas' teachings, but so much we can learn from the Sri Vaishnavas also, even how to survive a major schism. They're going on, despite having a major schism in their history. They're going. Neither side gave up their full faith and full dedication to Vaishnavism. So with that, I think we can finish by saying, Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. We offer obeisance to all the Vaishnavas in all the sampradayas, past, present and future. Hare Krishna. Ghost. Chant Hare Krishna. There's a ghost. Oh, he's not a ghost anymore. He took off the makeup. He's liberated. You see, we bring boys to Gurukul and we turn them into ghosts. Well, not all of them. One of them became Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Tamil-speaking Bhaktivinoda Thakur from Poland, no less. Hare Krishna. Here's another one. Are you going to be a ghost? Whoa, 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 whoa. Run to your mother. Watch out for those dangerous swamis. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.